I didn't know he thought that.
And no, I didn't realize that this is a big birthday. 6 is a big birthday, and I've been thinking about it all week, and I don't know, it hit me, it affected me. I realized, he's turned 60. It's a big deal, and with that being said, I was kind of reflecting on growing up as Stu as a father, and I think that my sisters and I can say that having the nicest person in the world as your father does shape your worldview. He's the guy that in the grocery line is going to talk to the person in front of him and back of him. He's the person that is going to always do the right thing, and when any situation comes up, he's always going to look at, what's the right thing for the other person, and that's what he's going to do. And I'm not like that by nature, but it's definitely affected how I make decisions. And so it's always that voice in the back of my head that when I'm ready to make a big decision, it's, excuse my language, but it's fucking Stu in the back of my head that's telling me, and so I haven't made as much money as I thought. But that is really the word that came to mind, as I was thinking about him this week. Is the nicest guy I've ever met. Now, Gary's not going to be as nice as I can. Look in his eyes. He's pissed right now.
Gary is not allowed to speak.
He's thinking to himself.
You know a different Stu than I do.
Fair. He's great facade, and he's done a great job with us. But as leading up to this, Julie, my wife, being kind of from the outside looking in and saying, one of the things that your dad has always had is always these one-liners, right? It's always something. It's always this one thing that in a specific situation you can guarantee he's going to say. The Stewism. So we aggregated.
Lily.
Now this is actually going to become a coffee table book, and if you want to order
it. I know you can't put all of it.
Yeah.
X-ray.
Well, and when you see this picture, I mean that's a Jewish man.
Lilski. Lil.
100% Jew.
I mean there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
So are you, pal.
give it 50 more
So
years.
here's kind of the thought. The thought is if this gets boring or if you guys get sick of it, I'll close it. I don't think it will. So I'm going to kind of go through these.
Not all of them.
And no, we won't go through all of them, but we'll go through some of them. And anybody who, the person who's responsible for it, if you can kind of explain maybe a little bit of what the situation is. So, who put this one in? Jewel.
Who loves you?
Who loves you?
I mean, the guy says it to everybody. Every woman.
Hey, Lily. Lil, who loves you?
Every woman.
That came from a...
Papa. Who loves you, Lil?
Yeah. So this is what he says to my children every time he sees them.
That came from a TV show in the 70s.
And he really thinks he's photogenic.
Right, Christopher? The two of us?
It's his birthday.
He's an idiot.
That he got from his father, only it was a cursing word in Yiddish.
Go Dodgers like
Yeah, like Cleveland.
Read them out loud, Justin.
Holy backless barstool, Batman.
Hey, Dusty, go back to the holy backless bar stool.
Yeah, that is...
He walked into our house. We had these new bar stools. They didn't have a back on them, and Batman was on, and that's what he said.
Mike fell off. Brother Mike, he's never smiled in his life. Hopefully you met him today. He fell off, and he said, I said, holy backless horse, and he had to stop laughing.
All right, here's... So I love that face. This is another one he uses with the babies. Over and over again. So you want to kill yourself.
This next one's mine.
What's that?
This is a lecture he gives his daughter.
You know, honey, life should be lived at a constant 8.5. You don't always have to be at a 10, because if you're at a 10, there's going to be ones or zeros. Just stay at a constant 8.5. That's all.
That's about right.
This is Hana.
That's from a Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. Huh? What else?
That's from me. No.
This is what he tells you. I tend to buy a lot of things, and he always asks me to buy it for points.
Yeah, he doesn't need
Amex
the stuff
treats
he
you
buys.
nice.
He just likes having the points.
This is Gore's over here.
Well, only grilled hot dogs. Do you know how they warm up the regular ones at Dodger Stadium? And I'll let your imagination go with that where you want.
It's not funny.
They asked for it.
You didn't like that.
I'm gonna give you a
He's the non-grilled at Dodger
Yeah,
Stadium.
It's an old
you're
movie.
9 pies.
Italian I
Nice.
watched a million times.
Oh,
Who knew? That's Paul's.
She's a very
face.
phone.
Oh.
That's the joke. It's always
Yeah.
That's
so.
from there.
But the line is she's a
The
babe.
line is she's a
And
babe.
God said, "Let there be light," and there was light, and it was good.
It's a good thing. Yeah, light's a good thing.
You know that you're my favorite child. Don't tell the audience.
This is for you.
I mean, he tells me I'm his favorite biological son.
What's the matter with your baby?
What's the matter with the baby?
Yeah, that's for the
That was
baby.
Layla when
He's
she
got
was.
a wrinkle.
Oh.
This is how Stu told me to have safe sex as a teenager.
Oh my God.
Keep a wrinkle in it.
I think he was talking about a baseball, wasn't he?
But the other one was
Come here.
Layla was. How old was she, Julie?
What's the matter with the baby?
Yeah, when she was she was so sick and she was just born and she was just and I said that to her all night. That's how that came out.
That's a Gorzy was.
What's that?
See that line right there? That line there is for the Goya.
That's not nice. That's actually Alan line.
He got that
No,
from me.
but it was the perfect timing. I guess which brother did it to you?
He did.
And so then it was a perfect timing. We were driving to Dodger Stadium, and I saw the Dodger Stadium exit. I said, Stewie, get off right here. He goes, see that line right there? That line's for the Goya. Man, he took me to Secret Back Alley Academy, drove right in. We were in Dodger Stadium in 5 minutes.
That's how us Jews roll.
Oh, this guy. Oh, that's him.
All right. So this is, I love playing golf.
Away from my wife for a few hours.
That was me.
This one we can't say out loud.
Right.
The Giants.
It's about the Giants.
Oh, honey, I gotta let you go. Okay, honey, let me go. We'll talk later.
Is that
That's
him on
our
you?
fault.
That's it.
Oh, this is a beer one. He loves beer.
Sam Adams. I like it.
That's Paul.
Oh, this is from Costco. Good to see you, Stu. Yeah, I'm glad you saw me.
I don't know how that came out
I
of
remember
that.
that. That was Hana was with him. I'm glad you saw me.
So this is Paul. This is how.
Sincerely, that I was actually nice. Actually, there's one that's not in that book, which I should put from when we went to that. When I said, "What a beautiful house you have," and they said, "I'm glad you like it." Who says that?
So if you want to know if you're going to have a stepchild, how to treat your stepchild as you're raising them, this is from Paul.
How to drive them to high school and drop them off. You just get there and you get to the side of the road. You don't go to the high school. You just get to the side of the road and then you just say, get out of the car, you head. or butt. Either one. They're interchangeable.
It was a very endearing.
You were the redheaded stepchild.
There was a goldfish above me somewhere.
Because I've been slapping my wife around.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Chris hopes you're slapping his wife. Right? Jesus, April.
That's Layla.
That's Layla.
My daughter has
She
a.
was born with that list.
She was the moment she was born.
I'm gonna pat your tushy. That's Lily.
Yeah,
Lily.
I'm gonna pat Lily's tushy.
All
Lily,
right.
who's gonna pat your tushy?
Stu likes to ask babies why they're acting like such babies.
Walk this way. No.
Yeah. That's another movie from Mel
What's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this? This is what he says to my wife.
I've said that to Imani a few times too, actually.
Oh, yeah. Not anything yet. We
Maybe need some water.
Baseball. Water? Come on, Lexi.
Are you cleaning that up? I've got Larry David.
Every time he walks in, some situation's happened in his life, and I've got a Larry David for you. You'd have to watch the show, but. What is this?
Judge. I'm not mocking you. My cousin Vinny.
No, not with the leash, honey, because
This was the other birth control safe sex one.
Sorry.
That was the other safe sex
He
one.
likes Laker girls.
Hello.
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 This is a Gore's one.
This is the. Have you guys ever heard him say it? This is the best I've ever had.
Yeah.
Best wedding, best food, whatever it is.
Best hot dog from Costco.
Yeah, no matter what. This is the
That is the best
best.
one.
Forget about it.
What is that?
Forget about it.
What do you think? Breakfast?
Who's that? Tally?
My cousin Vinny.
Life is valleys and hills.
That's one from me.
And then there's always this one.
Which he said to me the other day because I started to have a little nibble before he got there, which is
You cut the toy?
you got the toy key? Which is from an
Remember
old
Avalon?
Avalon.
Remember the movie Avalon? The uncle, the two brothers
They
didn't
don't
talk
remember.
for 30 years because
It was 30 years ago.
the one cut the turkey before the other.
That was Stewie.
Hey, well, thank you, Dust and Julie, for putting that together.
Anybody else want to?
Who knew? No.
Well, I gotta say one little.
Let's do birthday cake and go home.
Let me say one little.
But remember, Betty stays and April goes with Dan.
He traded.
The deal we put together.
Let me say one little
Right?
thing. Am I your oldest brother here now?
Yes.
Okay. Stuart was the most incredible young child. Our dad was gone early. Our two brothers were gone. So I was kind of responsible for him. And
You were my bodyguard.
he did not take after me at all. He did everything he was supposed to do. He was the best little boy that there ever was. And he grew up that way. He's just wired that way. He never got in trouble. He never did anything wrong. He always did the right thing. And he's just a lovable guy. And I love you.
Thank you.
You made it harder for me to raise my children.
Wait a minute, what are you doing here?
Someone's got to tell the truth.
Come on.
For those who don't know me, my name is Gary, and with the exception of Alan, who's family, I know Stuart the longest.
You were my Valentine.
And I know most of you are thinking, that's too bad. You could have done better. But I've known him for 48 years, and Alan pointed out to me that sometimes when you go to a new school on that first day, you meet people and they stick with you for the rest of your life. And I was 10 years old, and I had moved to a new school, and I went out to the playground, and I asked, what team can I play on? And silence, except for Stu, who said, you can go out to right field. and that's what I did.
Take my position.
Yeah, and I had stuck with him pretty much since then. And I brought tonight,
Oh, by the way, Gary,
yes,
your mom sent me a birthday card and a check.
probably,
Okay, now, how much did she give you for your birthday?
I haven't talked to her in a couple of years now.
Huh?
I haven't talked to her in a while, so I don't know.
She sent me $1,000. What does she usually give you?
$50, maybe. But, you know, I did get from Dustin and Julie, it says if you have a favorite or multiple sayings that Stu has used, such as joke, I have never heard him tell a funny joke yet. Principles, that was easy, he has none. Quotes, I haven't, you had no quotes, you borrowed from other movies as you just admitted. And sayings, I just can't remember any of them. what I do remember, I bring this tonight.
Oh, wow.
This is Stuart White.
That's great.
When he was 18 years old, a promising young man that I personally thought would go a long ways, and I stopped by him hoping to learn from him. And I remember I went up to him because he told me he was good in business, and I said, by the way, this is one of his sayings. I wanted to invest in something that was coming out called the internet. And he said to me, don't do it, it's just a fad. That's one of your sayings.
I'm ready to get in now, though.
Another one is, I've been yensed. I didn't see that in the book, but I get that from you a lot.
You yanked me.
But something happened from this until where we are today. What you're looking at right now is not the real Stu. He has been fooling every one of us. I happen to see the truth, and hopefully it's not too dark. Those of you who have kids, you may want to cover their eyes, because this is shocking. Oh,
You're a flamingo dance.
You gotta see this.
Halloween! He dressed up for Halloween.
This is what he comes to the party. This is what he is.
Oh my.
Looks just like Mom.
Yeah.
Carmen.
Just call him Carmen. When I first met Stu when I was 10 years old, the very first Valentine's at the new school, my mother gave me one of those boxes of Valentine cards, and I just gave them out to all the kids. Thought that was the right thing to do. To this day, he still makes fun of me. Calls me every Valentine's Day, wanting to know if I'm still his Valentine and vice versa.
And you are, Gary.
You are. And even when I do something right today, which is not that often, my mom will say to me, it's because of Stu. And if I do something wrong, you should have listened to Stu. But one of the smartest things I ever did is that when I made that decision when I was 10 years old to stick around that guy and make him my best friend and keep him my best friend, like a brother to me, I am deeply honored. I have tremendous gratitude, and I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. Thank you. Hey, Cole. I want to, obviously, you can see how blessed I am. Friends and family. Love everybody here. Thank you for coming. Let's have cake. Thank you. Are we good?
Yeah.
We're good? No. No more speeches?
One more.
Oh.
And I called you, I asked what time it was, and you said 4:30, 4:45, we eat at 5:30, cake at 6:30, and everybody gets the best brother-in-law in the whole wide world.
Hey.
No, definitely.
Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it so much.
You want to have your birthday?
Yeah, other kids are going to sing.
Oh, good. Layla did on a video, right?
No. Baby Nina's right there.
Okay, watch it.
Ready?
Daddy,
For you, get over here.
no.
Stu. Yes, yes.
Stand right there. Really?
I've been always singing you happy birthday already.
Okay, Owie.
Daddy,
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Stu.